Hello everyone, I'm Little McGriddle and welcome back to Zombie Exodus Safe Haven. We have made it to Chapter 5 and we were in Part 2 of the game, and the game is just getting good. We just recently left Nightfall because our house got on fire, so now we are going through Colorado to find a new safe haven. So let's continue with the story. For hours and hours into the night, your caravan drives down a quiet 4-lane highway out of Nightfall, a place you once called home, now ruled by the infected. Your caravan of friends, neighbors, and relative strangers join together as you set out west through Colorado to find a new safe haven. The highway stretches on for miles, lit only by headlights. Though the road is empty of traffic, you move at a careful, steady pace, avoiding debris, abandoned cars, and even bodies of the newly created dead. No other vehicle has passed you, coming or going from Nightfall. You flip on the radio. Through the static, the only station you reach plays a looped message about a FEMA aid camp outside of Stone Ridge, a small town further down I-70. Time ticks by and you fight to stay awake with only the hum of motors and occasional howls breaking the silence. You have no destination in mind, but when you reach it, you'll know. Past the exit 37 off ramp, you spot a blockage crossing all lanes of the highway, forcing your motorcade to slow. Wrecked cars and a small truck lie from end to end in a tangle of metal. Several bodies lie on the road, and there's movement in the back of a white sedan in the middle of this pileup. The darkness hides the details, but in the glow of the sedan's headlights, you see blood spattered on the hood and more on the ground. Empty bullet casings litter the area around the small truck, and bullet holes dot the passenger door. The four vehicles impede any further movement, but the right shoulder of the road lines up with a low field, making it easy for your caravan to pass. On the left, a steep hill of spruce and pine rises tall. The supply truck stops ahead of the accident, and Jamie steps onto the highway and kicks the side of the vehicle. In the back of the caravan, a dark blue Cadillac pulls up. You notice this car following you from the beginning of the trip as you left your home in Nightfall. Your companions soon step out of the cars. Parker stretches his legs, Brody eyes the crash site, and Rachel scans the area. A semi-automatic rifle propped out against her shoulder, Woody leans out of the passenger window, rubbing his sand from his eyes. Sand? I believe... Okay, that's what we call the sleep stuff that's in our eyes. Good, okay. You check the fuel gauge in your pickup truck, and the needle sits just above the E. Oh my god, no... From the dark blue Cadillac walks a short man in a pinstripe suit and a pastel pink shirt. Ugh, of course. When he steps from his car, he dabs sweat off his nearly bald head with a handkerchief. When he sees you looking over at him, he strides towards you, hand waving. His smile spreads wide, showing a gold tooth on the bottom row. Hello, young lady. My name's Dunbar Church. Friends call me Church. Cat? Pet cemetery? Church? Hello? Yeah, creepy cat. No, I'm just kidding. Moving on, which is fitting since I'm a preacher. I saw you and your group leaving your burning home, heading out of town, and I thought to follow. Sorry about your home. Once this outbreak madness is over, I can get you help finding new housing. I'm on a committee working with Habitat for Humanity, but there's time to discuss that later, and once we get to a safe location, there's even more to discuss. He turns and waves at Jamie across the caravan. Big man, let me talk to you for a minute. Before he can say a word to Church, he walks off. As members of the large group congregate on the side of the road, they look around the area and talk to one another. No one makes a move away from the crowd. Stepping from your pickup truck, you survey the scene of the accident and the movement in the white sedan, ignoring anything else for now. Discuss with Jamie how to proceed. Yeah. We'll go with that. You walk over to Jamie and the rest of the group forms around you. What do you think we should do, Jamie? You ask. Jamie paces around the front of the supply truck and surveys the area before turning back to you. Until we figure out what's wrong with this vehicle here, I say we scavenge these cars in that truck. Maybe have a few people stand watch. What do you think? Sounds good to me, you answer. Rachel steps forward. I could scout the area while Nathan and Brody keep watch on the road both ways. Me too, Riley says. I'll watch out for Z's. Okay, everyone, move out, Jamie yells. then turns to you. Let's check that white sedan. I think there's a zombie in it. You follow Jamie to the car, and as you reach the white sedan, a body rams into the side window, rattling the glass. The signs of infection haven't affected her like the others you've seen. She wears a business suit, and her hair looks perfectly coiled in a bun. Her gold-painted nails scratch the window, and lipstick smears behind it as she gnashes her teeth on the transparent surface. But it's easy to see the changes. Gold rings slide over her long fingers. Blue eyeshadow is smudged into purple blobs, and a bone in her collar juts up and holds her pearl necklace off her neck like it's strangling her. Ugh. Ooh, that's disturbing. Stand back, Chloe, James says and raises his submachine gun. He fires once through the window and the woman flops back across 2 front seats. Go ahead and search if you want. I'm gonna check on the others. More movement from off-road draws your attention. 2 figures sit at the trunk of a broad tree some 20 yards back from the highway. One points the long barrel of the gun to the sky while the other sits on the side, unmoving and gazing at the highway. No one else seems particularly worried about the pair in the field, so you decide to walk over as they might need help. Stepping from the crash site, you walk toward the shoulder of the road. Woody and Riley march beside you, and Rachel lags behind. Stay here for now, she says to Benji. If either of them are injured, we'll call for you. Benji nods in frustration and steps out of the camper. He adjusts the suitcase tied to the top of the vehicle. Riley saunters next to you. You doing the talking, kid? Wait, kid? You do a double take. I appreciate you not calling me that. Riley walks off, not responding to your request. Okay, thanks, Riley. Thanks for that. Eyes on the two strangers, you see they remain still, and the armed one keeps the weapon pointed away. 2 large knapsacks sit beside the tree, and another smaller one is propped against behind the woman's head like a pillow. Past the tree, maybe 20 yards back, a figure in a long trench coat stands at the base of an enormous tree. Somehow you can tell he's watching you, moving into the field. You consider your motive for approaching the 2 strangers. They're gonna be hurt and need attention. Too early to ignore people that need our help. Safety numbers, they might join our group if we help. It could be dangerous, and given the opportunity to attack our group. To learn more about what happened at this accident, they have gear we can use. I think we should learn more about the accident, maybe? Curiosity killed the cat, but this is the apocalypse. Learning more about what happened here could save lives. It's best to find out all you can and then decide how to proceed. As you move closer to the spruce tree, the man rises to his knees and lowers the barrel of the gun above your heads. Even in the darkness, you can tell he has blonde, almost white hair which falls past his shoulders, a thin beard, and wire-rimmed glasses. As you reach a short distance from the pair, Riley lifts his shirt to show a pistol tucked under his belt. Don't worry, this guy tilts that rifle at us, and he's tree food. Oh. Good to know, Riley, thanks. I'm sure he's just as nervous about strangers as we are. No need to threaten him, you say. The woman on the ground flinches and vomit expels in a gush from her mouth. Chunks of red and green hit the grass. She wheezes and fights to draw breath, which turns into a coughing fit. Through harsh spits of air, she murmurs, Finn, help. The man turns his full attention to her. Layla! Layla! He yells as he shouts. Her eyes pop open. Her hands reach to his face. Her lips part with a low moan. Oh, shit. Wait, what the hell? What's wrong? The man ignores your question and moves in closer to the woman. Finn, the woman repeats in a breathy tone. I'm right here, he says, and lays his rifle on the ground. He takes her hand that's reaching to his face and strokes her arm. The woman's face is damp and her jet black hair is soaked with sweat. Blood oozes from her shoulder and Finn pulls her shirt away from the wound. Beneath it is torn skin with green borders, pulsing black, oily flesh. Ew. Finn stares at the woman and pushes aside a strand of wet hair stuck to her eye. She was bitten. Maybe an hour ago. She's changing. He leans in and kisses her forehead. I know what happens next. Woody and Riley step on either side of you, and Rachel rounds the side of the tree out of sight of the couple. What happened back on the road there? Woody asks, pointing at the site of the crash. I was riding with my girlfriend when a sports car came from the opposite direction, swerving across the center line. Layla hit the brakes hard, and our car spun. We clipped the other car and spun once more. Somehow we made it through the crash with just scrapes and bruises. He lifts his arm, showing a jagged scrape on the underside. Layla and I got out and tried to get our heads together. We were both shaken up. Once we made it to the side of the road, another car and a truck came speeding through. The car crashed into the sports car and the truck hit ours. Even though they slowed down, they still hit hard. Layla started running off to see if anyone was hurt. It was dark. We had no flashlight. And with my bad eyesight, I couldn't see her. Then I heard her scream. I grabbed my rifle and ran towards her. A man was chasing her around the car, and she was bleeding. Layla coughs, and dark mucus sputters from her lips. I'm so sorry. No, baby. No, don't be sorry, Finn says and wipes her mouth with his hand. He turns back to you. That's my Layla, always looking out for others. Where was I? She ran at me with this man behind her. He was infected. And when he stepped into the stream of light from my car's headlights, I shot him. A bullet hit him between the eyes and he dropped hard. That's how you kill them, if you didn't know. Finn leans his head against Layla's. And you... kill them both. I don't want to be too harsh, but should we ask her to mercy kill Layla? Finn, I can take care of this for you. The stranger looks up at you and nods. He leans forward and kisses Layla's forehead, lingering for a few moments with his eyes closed. Layla leans back against a tree, closes her eyes as well, and slows her breathing. She wipes her mouth clean and pushes hair out of her face. See you later, she says and turns her face to look away from the man. A hard breeze blows petals across the grass, and as the wind swirls before the trees, you feel cold. Finn kisses the dying woman's cheek and rises, picking up his rifle at the last moment like an afterthought. All eyes watch as he passes, and he stares straight ahead to the road and the accident and your group members as they scavenge the wreckage. As Finn walks away, you step toward the woman still sitting by the tree until Rachel catches up to you. Hey, Chloe, wait, she says and stands between you and the dying woman. Why don't you let me do this? This isn't something you want to do. Killing, even out of mercy, it is a terrible thing. Okay. Why are you so capable of killing her? How many people have you killed? That's a great question to ask. I don't know, I'm just gonna ask it anyway. Rachel glares at you and her voice raises in pitch as she speaks. I'm no more capable than anyone else, but I just wanted to save you from performing such a horrendous task. Do you think I take this lightly? No, I do not, but I am resigned to the knowledge that such awful business must be done. I offer to do this so you can be saved from the responsibility and use of your time elsewhere. Okay. Thanks, Rachel. Thank you. Turning away from Rachel and the woman by the tree, you march across the low field of grass. The haze off the asphalt rises and obscures the scene, but as you draw closer, Jamie's tall figure comes into focus. Up ahead, your group moves about the accident, picking through each vehicle in turn. Stepping onto the highway, you finally hear the low shockwave of a high-caliber pistol firing from behind you, and you glance at Finn, who's sitting on the hood of a car, head hung low. At your pickup truck, you spot Rachel returning from the field. She carries the 2 knapsacks from the strangers and places them on the hood of her camper. She opens one and separates out clothes, food, and other goods. And she hands items to Nathan and Bailey. You let Rachel continue what she's doing, probably divvying everything up for the entire group. Leave her alone. Knapsacks are whoever got them first. Ask if she's planning to share the supplies or not. Walk over and take the knapsacks. Those supplies are mine. No, I mean, she grabbed them, but this is our group. Is it? Is it really? Or is it? You know what? No. Hang on. Confront her. Yeah, I'm gonna confront her. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? You yell when you're close enough for her to hear. Rachel turns her body to you and finishes handing off a hoodie to Nathan. I'm separating out these supplies categories, so it'll be simpler to distribute those who can use them best. I was just sending Nathan over to you to find out where we should store the food and water. It might be best to centralize where we keep it. Okay, it's not your decision to make. Put everything back in the bag, hand it all over. I'm the leader of this group. Oh god, no. Sounds good, but next time we should discuss what to do with supplies before we start divvying them up. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. That is certainly a reasonable request, Rachel says. I'll consult you in the future. From the first bag, Rachel draws out several cans of food and hands them to Bailey, who stacks them on a fold-out panel from the trailer. When they finish with the cans, they sort out more from the first bag: men's clothing, bottles of water and beer, personal hygiene products, shoes, and other small items. And then she goes to the other knapsack. When the items are all separated into piles, Rachel hands them off to Nathan and Bailey. In turn, they walk among your group, handing out items to various people. To Woody goes clothing, to Brody goes shoes and a soda, while Madison receives a chocolate bar and Parker gets medicine. Okay. When the items have been distributed, only food and water remain, and Rachel bags all of it. Chloe, where should we keep the food and drink? I don't know, girl. You should, ask Jamie. He's in charge. Excellent, Rachel says, and hands a small bag to Nathan, who walks towards Jamie's supply truck. The glow of the rising sun breaks over the horizon as your group gathers once again at the vehicles, ready to continue the journey along the highway. You glance over at Finn, who's been in the same spot since he reached the highway, sitting cross-legged, elbows on his knees, fingers stapled together. Excited voices draw your attention to the dark blue Cadillac, and you turn to see Kelly and Parker at the back bumper, the license plate reading, Man of God. Okay. There's something in the trunk, Kelly shouts and slams her hand against the latch. No, leave it alone, Church yells, his voice cracking at the high pitch, and he runs across the crash site towards his car. Don't open it. Parker takes 2 sizable steps away from the Cadillac. Whatever's in there is moving. Oh, Church, you sick psychopath. Do you have a zombie in there or something? All of your companions rush to the Reverend's vehicle, and as you draw close, you see the back of the Cadillac shaking side to side and hear heavy pounding from the inside of the metal trunk. Kelly bounces her hip into the trunk's latch, muscles in her arms straining to lift it. Someone is in there, she yells. Don't worry, I'll get you out. You're safe now. As you and Church reach the car, the trunk door flies open and a head pops out with mouth open wide and snarling. And it lunges for Kelly, who leaps away. The zombie sits up, but ropes bind its arms and legs, so it just thrashes against the interior of the trunk, snapping its pointed teeth with deep growls. Church steps in front of the trunk and holds his arms up like a preacher he is, but he holds out his hands to stop the crowd from advancing. This isn't what it looks like. It doesn't look like a zombie is tied up in the back of your caddy, Parker says, his voice all sarcasm. No, I'm just saying this isn't just any zombie. This man has been my partner, my pastor, for years. And yes, I got him tied up, but it ain't that simple. Kill the damn thing, Riley yells from the front of his Chevy. Ew, Chevy. Pistol drawn from behind him, Nora leans over and tries to peer around her son. Brody holds back Madison, who shoves him away, and Rachel and her crew stand at the outer edge of the circle of survivors. Jamie and Woody advance by her side. As the zombie flails, you see he's wearing the blue boxers with a pattern of tiny crosses, and his binds are purple and gold ropes you'd expect to see holding back a line outside a nightclub. This is weird. I killed the zombie. I can't risk it. I'm killing the zombie. As you raise your cleaver, Church steps between you and the infected. Hold on. Just hear me out. Once I speak my piece, you can kill him if you want. You hold back to give Church the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's more to this than what's on the surface. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Church drops his hands and takes a deep breath. I'm not keeping him tied up because I think the curse is... Wait, I'm not keeping him tied up because I think the cure is coming. And I'm not into anything kinky, if that's what your sinful minds are thinking. I got him tied up to hold out his suffering. Everyone blinks. Ooh. This fool has been cheating with my wife for months. Oh, boy. On the day of the outbreak, I caught him in bed with my Bernice. Well, ex-wife, I guess, because she was dead. Pastor Joe, that was some bitch's name, called me of all people to help. Long story short, she was infected, went to sleep, and then when she woke up, she was turning into the damned. Joe bashed her head in with a hardcover copy of the King James Bible, Anyway, the bastard didn't even try to hide his ill-begotten escapades. He threw on his drawers and put a sheet over Bernice. Ew, wait, did he fuck? Oh, that's sick, man. In his defense, Joe was freaked out. He was in the pastor's retreat, sitting on the edge of the bed, smoking a J and crying. In the bed was Bernice, naked except for a pair of socks. Her feet were always cold due to poor circulation. Turns out Joe was infected too. When he started twitching, I knocked his ass out and tied him up with ropes we used for sectioning off parts of the church. No one says a word for a while. Everyone either stares at Church pacing by the back of the Cadillac or zombie Joe struggling against the ropes. Chloe, a voice whispers from close by. You glance around but see no one calling. That story is messed up, Parker says. Look, I know all this seems crazy, Church says, hands on top of his head. This man betrayed me and everything we stood for. I can't help but hold vengeance in my heart. It's wrong. I know, because only the Lord has the authority to judge a man, but Joe asked for God's forgiveness before he died. I believe he truly meant it. And the good book says, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us for our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. Okay. So if Joe died, he's go to heaven with a clean soul, living in paradise for eternity. Church shakes his head and his bottom lip quivers. That man needs to suffer a while, he says, pointing at the zombie in the car. If he dies, his pain is over. God may forgive him, but I ain't ready just yet. Oh God, okay. As the sun breaches the highest point of the tree line, your group stands before Reverend Bunbar Church's Cadillac. Its open trunk and tied up Pastor Joe, now Zombie Joe. We can't have it infected with us, Jamie says, staring with tired eyes at the writhing creature. What if we got out of those ropes? We don't even know how the virus transmits to others. What if it becomes airborne? Madison says from the back of the circle. Princess is right. That thing could infect us all, Kelly says, her voice bold and severe. We don't know how this thing spreads. Parker makes the sign of the cross. There's suffering and there's this. This is the Rev's thing, Woody states. He should take care of that infected how he sees fit. He's the only one been wronged. Kill it already, Riley calls out. Chloe, a voice whispers again, who scanned the area, this time knowing it came from close by. Did you hear that? Jamie turns to you, his brow knitted. Hear what? You listen again but hear nothing. Ah, forget it. Might have been the wind. As the group calls out their opinions on how to handle the situation, first of all, we talk about Chloe hearing someone calling her name. Now remember, our character does have delusions. So does that... I don't fully understand it, I'm sorry. I was about to explain it, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I don't want to say something that I don't know fully. But maybe that is why she's hearing things? I'm not quite sure. Church, what do you want to do with the zombie now? We shouldn't kill Pastor Joe. There'll be a cure one day and he can be saved. Keep Joe tied up. We can use him to intimidate our survivors. Order the group to detain Church and kill the zombie. You know what's best? Because Church is just keeping him because he's angry that he cheated on his wife. Oh, okay, continuing on. Jamie and Rachel detain Reverend Church and move him away from the infected. Wait, what? Jamie says, turning to you. She's right, Kelly says. That thing has to die. Benji moves from the back of the circle of survivors, drawing attention. Everyone calm down. Can we talk about this without going straight to violence? While we're all chatting over tea, that thing could be ripping someone's throat out, Riley says. Benji's just saying, let's take more than 5 seconds to talk like adults, Nathan says, projecting his voice over the group. No offense to Chloe, but I don't feel comfortable with taking orders from a kid. Wow, thanks. We have to kill the infected and can't let the Reverend interfere. You take a step towards Church. You two need to hold him back while we kill that zombie. I'm in charge, and Chloe, just hold on. If you want Joe gone, then so be it. Church squeezes his eyes shut for a moment, but when they open, he looks from survivor to survivor, meeting each gaze. I know this isn't right, but I was in pain. He committed a sin and a betrayal. My best friend, my pastor, and he tempted my wife. They laid together in the house of the Lord. So you all have to understand my mind was overtaken with rage. Church shakes his head and brings his gaze down to Joe, who shakes and stretches to fling himself from the car. His movement rocks the car, but his binds keep him from escaping. What I did was wrong, and it put you all at risk, Church says, his voice more even. I ask for your forgiveness. I won't act so selfish again. You all want him dead, so Joe's gotta go. He draws out his revolver from his shoulder holster tucked under his blazer and aims at the zombified pastor. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Shit, wait, what? The gun makes a heavy bang, but the sound dissipates to the calm countryside. Joe lies back in the trunk, eyes fixed to the sky, body rigid and still. No one moves at first, but as the moments tick by, the survivors wander away. Park remains near the Reverend, and soon the two carry the body to the roadside. Nathan brings 2 shovels from Rachel's trailer so Church and Parker can bury Joe. Before you can leave, the mighty glow of the great orange orb coats the road with heat as it rises, and you welcome any breeze for a momentary reprieve. If the Weather Channel was still broadcasting, they would be reporting a heat wave in Colorado. Strange world. A week ago, snow covered the ground. Then again, a week ago, the dead weren't walking the earth. Your team of survivors moved to their vehicles to continue the journey to parts unknown. As the chorus of starting engines rise, a loud thunk sounds from the lead vehicle. A hissing sound spreads from the supply truck, followed by steam shooting from its front end. You rush over as Jamie pops the old metal hood and a white plume puffs in the air, followed by a stream of dark air. Damn it, what now? What now? Jamie shouts, his voice rising in frustration with each word. The doohickeys there must be overheating like Hades' balls, Woody says as he peers into the engine block. We should add water to whatchamacallit. You move beside Woody, do you not know what things are called inside a vehicle? Inside the engine? Neither do I. I had nothing clever to say. Moving on. You move beside Woody and fan away the smoke. First you tap the engine and you yank your head back from the scorching hot surface. The radiator isn't cooling it. To check the coolant, you need to let the engine cool. But you see a pool of fluid beneath the reservoir. To make matters worse, one of the hoses has a huge hole. Bad news. The engine is overheating, most likely because of problems with the radiator, you say. What do we do? Jamie asks, squinting like he's in pain. We can see if we can take spare parts from other vehicles around here. But even if we do, the radiator might be blocked. We need to replace it. Hey, Kelly says as she strides towards you, Jamie and Woody. That guy from the field over there, the one you were talking to? Chloe, anyone know where he went? You mean Finn? No, I haven't seen him, you say, glancing past Kelly at the last spot you saw the man. Kelly pushes a hand through her long hair, using her fingers like a comb. He's gone. None of us saw where he went. What was up with that guy? He and his girlfriend were involved in this huge crash, and during the aftermath, his girlfriend was bitten, you say. It was a real bad sight, Woody says, folding his arms across his chest. His hands fidget for replacement as he speaks. Wound up, we had to give her mercy. His love couldn't bring him to do it. Got to respect him for it. Well, he sounds like a good guy then. I wonder why he left without saying a word. Kelly leans on her hip and rubs her chin with the other hand. Rachel darts up to the group. Sorry to interrupt, but Finn is gone. He took one of Nathan's backpacks, some supplies, and his rifle. I thought they were secured, but he snuck them out. Rachel twists her lips aside and her eyes narrow. I'm quite surprised he was able to do it so right from under our noses. He left no tracks, too. We know he's gone, Kelly scoffs. We're just talking about it. Jimmy pushes off the supply truck and stops to swallow the rag over his forehead. Right now, Finn's not our concern. This steaming engine is our problem. We're stuck. The engine is fried. We're not moving until it's fixed. Not like we can call a tow truck. We are quite exposed out here, Rachel says. Anyone came from either direction along the highway. If we're stuck, we need to move with cover. I'll gather everyone up. What if people do come by who can help us? Parker says as he moves closer to the small circle you've created by the smoking spy truck. I know it's a minority opinion, but good people are still out there. And every slasher horror movie starts with a car breaking down and people going into the woods. Why can't we all just decide on our own what we want to do, Kelly states. Some of us can stay with the cars, some of us can go into the woods. Oh, whatever. We're all smart people who can make up our own minds. What we need is a leader, Woody chimes in. He props his foot on the supply truck's front bumper. No offense to any of y'all, but you're forgetting that the most capable organizations, from small tribes to whole countries, are run by a single person with advisors. We can't run all willy-nilly. Too many of us for that now. The group grows quiet as everyone contemplates Woody's words. After a solid minute of silence, you say, we brought the whole group together, so we should be the leader? I don't know how everyone thinks about that, but I'm going ahead with it. Achievement. Lead the group. Became leader of survivors. Yeah, we did it! Woohoo! We unlocked an achievement. You want to be leader? Jamie asks, but it's more a statement than a question. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I doubt anyone disagree with you as leader, Chloe, Woody adds, shooting away a fly. Let's go to tell the others. Jamie starts towards the main group, which sits next to the caravan on the field off the highway. You follow, eyeing each survivor, how hungry, tired, and worried they've all become. In the heat of the rising sun, they try to find shade in the narrow saplings that wipe the sweat from their faces. The country is still, and only a momentary breeze gives relief. Often a not-so-distant grove of spruce, the tops of trees sway apart from one another with a violent snap of branches and stirring of leaves. Everyone listen up, you say. We decided that going forward we need a leader. I have agreed to take on that responsibility. Your words receive positive reactions, and this might be the best time to say a few words on how you plan to run the group. Oh God. Okay, here we go. Democratically? Oh, it's going to be a democracy. Promise to build the group as a community with a full support of members, striving to help others we meet. Plan to run group with order, discipline like a military squad. Oh no, not at all. Vow to put safety of the group first, we'll scavenge what we need, but fight if we have to. Tend to scavenge and raid, taking all we can survive. Strangers will be forced to fall in line. This is to run the group the way I truly want to. Scavenge what we need, but we fight if we have to. I'm gonna go with this one. Vow to put the safety of the group first, we'll scavenge what we need, but fight if we have to. You step forward and move to a spot where you can see each member of the group and all the nominees. We've all seen the danger of this outbreak. Even if we avoid being attacked by the infected, other survivors pose a threat. On top of that, we need food, water, and supplies. My goal with this group is simple and straightforward. To survive. You pause for a moment and look over the faces of the survivors staring back at you. How do you plan to do that? You may be asking. First, we'll focus on our safety. We need to find shelter and secure it before we start worrying about what comes after. That's priority 1. Then, we need to find supplies. That means food, water, and basic necessities. Until we figure out a better solution, we'll scavenge for what we need. That's our best plan until the outbreak is over. And if it ever ends... And if it never ends, and this is our new life, then we'll set up for the long haul together. Those dangers I mentioned, well, they won't be going anyway anytime soon. We'll have to fight to survive, and we'll have to get good at it. Some of you already have the skills this will take, but we'll all have to learn to fight together against the dead and the living. Now, I'm not saying we start preying upon others, looting and murdering as we please, but we will have to protect one another and our supplies. There will be no limits to what we'll do to keep our group alive. Dark times call for serious measures, and if elected, I'll keep us all alive and thriving. Finishing your speech, you say, many of your group nodding and showing signs of approval as your words, especially Riley and Madison. Not all have a positive reaction. Though he tries to speak in a low voice to Kelly, you hear Parker say, I don't know if I like that. When did America turn fascist? Woody announces. I'm sorry, what? I hope we're not signing up for this, Rachel. Nathan turns his back and aims his words at his trio of companions. Good job, Jamie says. Now as you walk the line of survivors, accepting congratulations, not everyone's going to agree, but you'll win them over in time. What about a name for a group, Brody says. I used to play on a little league team like the Night Sharks. I always loved that name. It gave a sense of stupidity, Madison blurts out. Camaraderie, Parker says. I like the idea. Nothing cheesy if you're gonna do it, Riley's face scrunches in worry. Something with a hard edge, like the Reapers or the Devil's Recruits. What are we, a metal band? Kelly says. Rachel chimes in. Traditionally, an organization's name stands for the qualities it represents. But I also fancy cute animals, clever kittens, for example. What do you think, Chloe? Jamie asks. Hey, your group name sounds absolutely cool. Great, Jamie says. Do you want to pick our name? Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna pick it. Too Fast to Feast On. Oh, that's awesome. Merchants of Fortune. Oh my god. Okay. We have a bunch of names. This is okay. Too Fast to Feast On, Birds of Prey, Clever Kittens, Guardians of Humanity, Merchants of Fortune, New Prophets, Nightfall Survivors, Task Force Z, The Colony, The Forsaken, The Greater Good, The Hunters, The Reapers, The Templars. Fuck you, Templars! Sorry. Will to Live, Z Militia. Okay. Sorry. The Templars reminded me of Assassin's Creed. My apologies. I don't like it. We're moving past that one. Can we Guardians of Humanity? The Forsaken, The Greater Good. I'm gonna go with Guardians of Humanity. The celebration is cut short when the forest comes to life with a herd of deer rushing toward from the tree line and running along the edge of the woods. In their quick motion, they look to be fleeing. Turning to watch them, you hear the infected, and the forest opens as they march out. They wear the clothes of campers, road workers, and hikers, and their broken bodies sway and shuffle randomly like rodents searching through a maze. Some have dirt and mud caked on their clothes and faces. Hiding the decay in a mask made from the earth, one has a torn leg, and from it sticks a tent pole which dangles upright like an insect's antennae. Another drags half its crushed body, leaving particles of its own viscera behind it. They cross the field with only low moans and haven't spotted the living by the highway yet. The voices growl in a communion of apathy. Their mouths split wide, and they call out in their inhuman language for you to join them in their version of the afterlife. Look! From the road, Nathan yells, and more zombies shambling along the highway in the direction you were traveling past the accident. They walk in multitude, and more than 2 score scuttle slowly and steady, drifting along the road. Shouts and screams break the quiet among the survivors. Guns come out, and they group up near the caravan and watch the horde slither and shamble. We need to kill them before the 2 hordes combine, you yell. We need to split up into 2 teams. One on the highway and one in the field. Each team focuses on killing them off, the 2 smaller hordes. Okay. A slow build of anxious energy spreads to the group, ending with some survivors rushing for weapons, some standing there in shock, while others turn to stare at the oncoming undead. Wait, why are we splitting into 2 teams? Kelly shouts above the chatter. We can just drive away. We don't have enough room for everyone with the supply truck down, Jamie says as he raises his submachine gun. Besides, most of the vehicles are running low on fuel we won't get far. That's a lot of zombies out there. Church holds up his arm to wipe his forehead, dangling the large revolver held from his head in hand. We should run along the highway. Rachel rips out a magazine from a submachine gun, checks the ammo, and jams it back in. There's no time. Once those 2 masses of the dead spot us, they'll outrun a number of us. My ride is fine, so me and my ma are out of here, Riley says and steps toward his red Chevy. Nora crosses her arms, letting her cane fall. We're not leaving these people, Riley. Damn it, you've got to think of someone other than yourself. We can fit some of the slow ones in our car, Riley hangs his head, his voice soft and unsure. As the survivors debate, you look across the field and see the undead moving closer, and though they aren't aware of your group yet, their attack is unavoidable. The highway zombies are farther out, but crossing the distance faster should Riley or anyone else drive off. The roar of an engine will awaken the horde. If your group runs, they'll leave all the supplies. Dealing with the horde provides your only chance of survival. And as the survivors stand around and exchange opinions on how to deal with the current situation, the infected wander closer. Oh, I don't know what to do. No one is leaving, everyone fights, that's an order. I'm not gonna... You elected me as leader, and if you listen to my instructions and work together, we will survive, I shout, hoping to inspire the other survivors. This group is full of anxiety and hopelessness. If these people are going to survive, they need an emotional boost. It's time to help them feel the right emotions, the one that will inspire them to survive. The survivors go quiet and all turn their attention to you. We don't have time to debate strategies. The worst thing we can do is split up and give in to fear and self-preservation. We do this together and survive. That's how things will be from now on. The infected are coming and they'll work together if they're given the chance. So everyone needs to focus, grab a weapon, and prepare to fight. There's no second chance. The survivors show glazed, unsure looks, and though no one argues or objects to your words, their worries remain. Low growls echo through the countryside, and a patch of clouds cover the sun, coating the area in shade. As the leader, you ask Rachel's opinion on how to arrange teams, let teams form on their own. Ask Jamie's opinions on how to arrange your teams. Jamie turns to peer at the group of survivors, his eyes focused and mind churning. We don't have enough guns to go around. Some people will shoot and some will have to hang back and bash in some skulls if the infected get too close. Rachel knows how to shoot, but I don't know how much about her group. Kelly and Parker aren't going to kill many. Woody has a rifle and he's been out hunting a few times, but deer aren't trying to rip his throat out. Riley seems to know his way around a gun, same with their Reverend, oddly enough. Not sure I can put much faith in Brody and Madison, though Rachel gave the girl a rifle. After speaking with Jamie, you... don't know, assign the two teams? Okay, everyone, I need you to group up over here, you say and point to the roadside. We don't have much time. As I call your name, join the team I assign. Well, okie dokie then. I don't know. Okay then. Wait, say what now? Unassigned, 13. Bailey has a baseball bat, Benji has a machete, Brody has a lacrosse stick, Church a Colt Python revolver, Jamie F990 machine gun, Kelly has a cleaver, Madison AR-15, Nathan shotgun, Nora 38 special, Parker knife, Rachel MP5 submachine gun and an M9 pistol, Riley a shotgun and Glock 19 pistol, Woody Winchester Model 94 rifle. Okay, assign to team 1. Oh my god, okay. Bailey. Team Highway. Okay, we have 13. The teams are gonna be uneven. Field. The highway, we should stick the ones that, you know, it can hit them in the faces. I have no idea. Brody? Brody has a lacrosse stick. I don't know. I'm gonna stick him. Oh shit. Whoops. Brody. Brody. Wait, what? Okay, Church. He's the... Oh no. Okay. Oops, these are all for Team 1. Okay, I'm going to be a little more smarter with this. Madison, and I'm going to assign Madison and Nathan to Team 1. Madison, Nathan. What are we left with? 7, 6? We have 6 people in there. Do we assign one more? Parker. I don't know about Parker. I'm gonna put him on Team 1. I hope this doesn't go badly. Everyone else is going on Team 2, I guess. I don't really know. Assign Team 2. Jamie, Kelly. I do much better in a group with Parker, and he'd do better with me, Kelly says. Okay. No, wait. Kelly. Okay, fine, Kelly. Kelly has a cleaver. Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's not a very bad thing. Wait, hang on. Oh, shit. Oh, that's Riley's mom. When you mention Nora's name, Riley explodes with rage. No way! Ma is not going out there to kill zombies. I don't know where you get off thinking you can put her life in danger. Riley, will you shut up and stop treating me like a lame horse? Nora shouts. She stands with her cane and limps over to the field team. I'm no Wilma Rudolph, but I'm not helpless. Are we supposed to know who Wilma Rudolph is? Madison asks. I miss Googling stuff, Parker says with a pathetic stare at his blank phone. Wilma Rudolph was an Olympic sprinter back in the 50s. You kids are making me show my age, Nora says with a chirping chuckle. Yeah, I'm joining that team, right? You should let her fight if she wants to, Kelly says, giving a hard look. Chloe isn't an ageist, Parker says. Woody, Bailey, and even Church nod or show signs of agreeing she should be allowed to fight, which, well, Rachel and Jamie show disapproval. Jamie showing disapproval. I actually don't want to put Nora out there. Rachel, you were to Rachel the field team. It might be a good idea to have me and Rachel on different teams, Jamie says. Too many leader types on one team might be too much. Okay, join the other team, Rachel. Riley, you're joining this team. And Woody, hello. Woody smiles and whistles a slow tune as he walks over to join his team. With so few people in Team 2, you'll surely be sending them to their death. You look over the 2 teams and decide to unassign Church. Okay. Assign to Team 2, I guess? Church? Benji? I don't know, I guess I'll put him on Team 2. Benji has... What does Benji have? It's Machete. Okay, well, I will assign him to Team 2. You assign Benji. Oh my god, okay. With all teams formed and preparing, you join the... Okay. Well, we're joining the field team. You join the team at the side of the field to intercept the mob of infected. Before the battle begins, you take a quick look at your currently equipped weapons, cleaver and machete. Oh my god, really? Okay. We still have the machete. Oh. We don't have any guns. Okay, I guess we'll have a compound bow. As the few zombies who leave the pack spot the living, they charge over the dark road, riling those behind them from their wandering days. Their screeching cries reach your team. You show a mix of anxiousness and confidence. You spread out and wait until they're... Wait, oh. That was, us. Okay. Spread out and wait until they're in range, you shout. Fire when ready. Those without guns need to kill any that get too close. You survey your teammates as they prepare for battle. Woody balances his rifle in both hands, which shakes as he aims at a lead zombie. On the far left side of the line, Benji stands holding a machete, his eyes wide and face flushed with sweat. The zombies let a tremendous primal howl as they advance to 50 yards and spot our team. The unified growl calls it from the pack and they break into an agitated run. "Here they come!" Jamie hollers as he racks the bolt on his submachine gun. As the infected approach, you choose a weapon. I use my compound bow. Alright. And with that, I regret to inform that I am out of time for this episode. I will be continuing this in the next episode, and I hope you're all enjoying. There was a little too much action to just suddenly stop, so I'm terribly sorry. But if you enjoyed it, hit that button down below, and like always, I will catch you all in the next video. Stay awesome. Bye.